Yeah, let's not say that.
Get yourself in trouble.
3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome to the AOE podcast. This is Cameron. And with me I have some very special friends and family.
Friends and family. I'm Bird Up. Caw-caw.
You didn't say by saying this.
You know what I mean, don't you?
By saying this is blank.
Very special friends and family. By saying this is Bird Up. Caw-caw.
Why you always have with my intro, bro?
I'm not trying to ruin it. I'm trying to understand it.
You know what
It's
that
unique.
means.
We're off to a unique start.
We are.
Introduce yourself, sir.
We're going in order.
Okay.
Who are you?
I'm Relentless Banana.
Who?
Relentless Banana.
What?
Relentless Banana.
I like how much he whispered it. That's what he got. It wasn't the loud one. It wasn't I'm relentless banana. It was I'm relentless banana. Oh, okay, I heard you that time. It's like the complete opposite when someone's at your house. Like I can see it as like time goes on. It's just like, huh? I said 2 + 2 = 4. Oh, okay. Oh, why did you just say it the first time? Yeah.
Who are you, sir?
Oh, Professor Bailey.
Oh, Professor Bailey? Okay.
Today, yeah.
Professor Bailey.
School's out, so I can go ahead and go back to acting like I'm a teacher again.
Oh, okay.
Out.
Cool.
I'm random button presser.
Okay.
That's what I am.
Okay, random.
Random. That's correct.
Alright, so how's everybody doing? Y'all doing good?
A mouse wheel?
Yeah.
I mean, that's literally how I feel. So no, the reason I had to say it out loud is because that's how I feel.
I
Like
mean,
you on a mouse wheel. No matter how much you run, you still going in the same circle.
You want the word though?
you just trying to get out of the
That's why I feel that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm mentally
He does
tired.
go. You mentally tired. Why are you mentally tired?
Because people online are bullshitting. And it's annoying. And I have to keep deleting people who I thought were my friends. And I realized they don't like black people. They just like me.
Did you click the link?
See,
Oh, I clicked that link. I
love it. I kind of so right now it's like the Black Lives Movement is in full effect. So right
Companies like Sony.
now, you got companies like Sony and Microsoft and
Bungie.
you got Bungie, and even on like Smite, like I was like shocked for the first time. Like they have a big old message saying we support the Black Lives Movement and stuff like that.
Also, Warner Brothers was one of the first people. They changed their entire like picture, logo, frame, and everything.
Yeah.
It literally just says like Warner Brothers, and then it literally says like Black Lives Matter underneath.
So and part of me likes it because it's like now we're gotten to a point where it's like, okay, are you gonna say something or are you just gonna shut up? Like, and then so you get to see who you need to delete straight from your profile.
That's not.
Hang but the one thing I will say also is it's not even that. Like, let's go one step further with it. Like, is that just like tongue in cheek though? Mm-hmm. Because there are also a lot of companies. Like, for instance, like my sister came by the other day, and we were talking, and her old company was talking about all this like Black Lives Matter and stuff like that, or even like celebrities. They've even called out celebrities like that girl from Glee.
Leah Michelle.
Yes.
Talking about she was gonna shit in that girl's wig.
She was talking about Black Lives Matter, but she like literally did not make it seem like she cared for black people while she worked on Glee, because every actress of color that she worked with, or person of color she worked with, she's had a lot of distasteful things to say. So is that what we're getting right now? Is just people hopping on a bandwagon and just showing bandwagon support, or is it actual genuine support from these companies? Mm-hmm. And I think that's the thing we have to like really dive into. Like, don't get me wrong, is it cool? Is it awesome? Absolutely, because they're acknowledging the fact. But let's not like half-heartedly acknowledge the fact. Like, if you're down for the cause, be down for the cause.
Like Nintendo came out today too, and I was really side-eyeing. Cause I'm like, but y'all don't want to let nobody take a knee at the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yeah.
Oh, Pokemon donated like
2
million.
Yeah. You don't think it's more them trying to just get out of the limelight? Like, okay, if you don't do something, it's like,
oh, then you're not getting any support.
Yeah, but that's not fair. You know what I mean? Reason why it's like, all right, like you take your favorite singer And just because your favorite singer didn't say nothing, you're looking at them sideways. It's, you know what I mean?
No, absolutely, and that's what I'm trying. That's what I'm saying. Like, there are people who are gonna abstain from saying things, and like to an extent, that's fine. I feel like there are some people who have been forced to say things and haven't said things because they've been confronted with it, like head face on, and they still remain quiet. And for those people, yeah, I completely understand. Like, just like,
I mean,
be dismissive towards them.
To me, it's not even like don't get me wrong. Yes, I know like some of the companies are probably half-heartedly saying it or probably don't even really mean it or whatever. But how good is it to people can't ignore it? Like it's out there. Like it's online.
I'm sorry. Other than Donald Trump's Twitter, it seems like he's annoying it just fine.
But that's different. Come on now. That's different. Papa.
That's somebody choosing to annoy it.
He's president of the United States of America.
Well, hold on. Can I propose something a little bit different? And who knows? Maybe somebody watches this and it goes out and become a movement. How about instead of a blanket black Twitter post or something, Black Lives Matter, or even like last night I was playing Call of Duty Warzone at like 1, 2 in the morning, and they shut down the servers, kicked everyone out just so they could put their little thing up, which was cool. But how about instead of just that, you also have like your HR representative / CEO make a statement.
That would be awesome
on video.
Well,
more personal connection.
Uber,
as opposed to I can type something and click enter, and now I don't have to worry about the fallout because I said I'm good.
Was it Uber?
What?
I received an email. And the email was from Uber, and it was from Uber's. I believe it was Uber's CEO.
But that's the same thing of them doing it for COVID-19. That's almost like a default for like, okay, hey, whoop, I don't want to go get in trouble, so let me go ahead and have the CEO.
I understand what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
We'll talk about this 3 months later. See what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean like legit. Like that's like. I hate to say it, but that's like American mentality. At the end of the day, I'll talk to you 3 months later, and we'll figure out if this is still a big deal or not. You know what I mean? Like 9/11, it only took like 3 years, and then it's nowhere near as big as it used to be.
Kaepernick,
Yeah.
you know,
So, companies that are not making a response, or celebrities that are not making a response.
I don't think you should just cast them out.
Yeah, I'm not casting them
I
out.
don't think so either.
I think celebrities who make an inappropriate response need to be cast
Yeah,
out.
there you go.
But
then I don't think you said that too.
Drew Brees.
That's you said Drew Brees, but I think that's kind of not fair too, because then how do you take just because they do a craft, now you don't want to go ahead and watch it? You know what I'm saying? That's almost like just because
You're still gonna watch the craft.
yeah. Okay, but all right.
Well, that doesn't mean you have to buy his jersey.
I mean,
like
I would say yes because that's the only way to hit them where it hurts.
no, it's not because they get paid. No, it's not.
They're still getting paid, but
no matter what. Like for example, I would say like we'll have 2 examples. Lil Wayne went ahead. Remember, he, as you said, he didn't care about poverty and stuff like that. But then, what does it have to do about his music? Nothing. Because here it go. Art is an art form.
Yes.
So he's an artist. So that has nothing to do of you listening to his music. So meaning that's almost like R. Kelly.
I mean, yes and no to me because, like, to me, like, when it comes to, like, rap in general, I like to relate to the lyrics in the rapper. I like to know what's he's thinking about the lyrics.
Here you go. If Kendrick Lamar comes out today and says he was a part of the KKK, you're not gonna go ahead. You can't backtrack the listening value of what you already did.
I can't backtrack the listening value of what I did.
No, you can't. But you can go moving forward. But
yeah,
what I want to do is I want to have a meeting with Kendrick Lamar because I want to know how he even got in there.
Yeah. Alright, move forward.
He's Kendrick Lamar. It wasn't that hard.
Bro.
It wasn't that difficult.
Was it during his dread phase? I just want to know. Like, my curiosity got the best of me on that one. Like, did you have dreads at the time? How'd you fit them underneath the hood?
Yeah, that guy.
Did you ever take off the hood?
Yeah.
It's
related.
So what's this about?
This is a guy, Dave Henkin. He is the founder and creator of San Japan, which is a popular con in Texas in San Antonio. He made a post. He tweeted, "We got tagged asking why we don't bring out people of color in the industry. I'll tell you why we get tagged and constantly requested to book sexual predators and popular asshole divas. That's what people want to throw their money. Show up by the hundreds with cash to see people of color, and then I'll book them." Then I was looking on it. I was being nosy, and I found out he later posted an apology The tweet that was recently circulating, I am an idiot. I was trying to express frustration with the difficulty of marketing people of color guests to large selections of the fandom that request the same milk toast, right? Milk celebrities that are already at every other show. I realize I speak from a position of privilege as a white man and vow to be a better ally in the future. I'm sorry. Also, one more thing to note. I was on his Twitter, and because his Twitter's private, but I don't know how I got on there. I was tipsy. Anyway, he was also ranting, after this, he was ranting on his Twitter about the person who outed him and said he deleted a bunch of people from his Twitter because he didn't want anything like that happening in the future. So it's like maybe he didn't learn his lesson. He's just like, well, I have to wonder who I surround myself with.
Well, and I would say like that tells me two things. Number one, people still don't, like, it's one thing to, I would say people don't know how to actually take time, like companies don't take time to actually see what people of color or minorities actually want to draw. If you want to draw us, you know, there's ways to draw us. That's not it. Stereotypes are not the way to draw us or whatever. And, you know, you either actually, and this is why I feel like I do like to see the Black Lives Movement to the forefront, because it's like maybe then you will actually learn something about your demographic.
You also have to think it's probably a generation gap. Just could be, because you can think that the younger artists don't have the same art style as the older artists. That's one. You know what I mean? Like the older cartoons or the older Japanese anime or the artwork and design of even comic books kind of resemble previous racism or previous types of, you know, nature of saying like, okay, we don't mess with anybody that's actually lesbian, or we don't mess with anybody that's show us gay. Okay, now the generation has moved forward past that, and we're not shutting our eyes off of it, and it's not embarrassing it as much. So you get more of a looser pen, you know what I mean? You can see more people actually draw kind of more realistic when it comes into the African American, or more realistic when it comes into, you know, genders actually going ahead and being united. You know what I'm saying? So it could just be the fact of it's old nature.
Here's also something. Well, someone was talking to me about politics, and they mentioned this, but it got me thinking. They said they were talking about like Democrats and Republicans. What they were saying was essentially is that they said that, this is their words, they said Republicans don't like black people, and they said Democrats also don't like black people. They just pretend to be their friends. And so, and this is an argument that I've like, this is like the most diluted point of that argument, like just being as blunt as possible saying it that way, but I've heard it several different ways exactly like that. You see that with like a lot of black people who are Republicans who basically say that exact same thing. You know, like, Democrats really haven't done anything for, you know, black people. Republicans did this, and this, but, you know, at the same time period, they're still illustrating that they don't like black people either. So what it got me to thinking was, at the end of the day, are these people doing these things because they actually do feel remorse, like what you were talking about, or are they doing these things to save face? And it got me thinking about how I personally feel about that and how I personally feel about their answers. And to me, whether you're doing it because you actually feel it's wrong or whether you're doing it because you're trying to save face, that's a realization in your mind that you know it's wrong. So by doing that, I think that's a step forward, no matter which one it is. Whether it's full-heartedly he means this, or even if it's half-assedly he means this. Because what that means is that he realizes what he did was wrong. Granted, it may not change his personal views, but at least he gonna know you can't cross certain lines.
Craig, let me ask you something. So,
who?
Bird up.
Oh, okay. What's up?
Yeah, I don't know. So when you find out like a convention like this has this view, what can we do? What would you think? What do you think is better, to not show up at all and not give them any type of our money, or do we show up to show our presence and get our voice out and say, hey, no, you're missing representation, like, or do we create our own, you know, where it is, you know, not saying that we are, because we are always inclusive. Black people have always been inclusive of other races, but do we create our own to showcase our artists and our pride and our culture, you know, in the anime and stuff like that? But then at the same time, aren't we still, you know, missing out, or how do y'all feel?
Okay, so I'll give my opinions and feelings about this, but I also want to direct the same question to Lynn, and I'll say why, but I feel like you'll all have a strong answer based on something else that I'm going to tie in. Anyway, so...
You're going to direct the question to who?
Banana. Relentless Banana. Relentless Bananas. Lynn. Yeah, anyway, I was shortening it. Anyway, so this kind of relates to something else that you could say I'm struggling with, which would be Anime Matsuri. Anime Matsuri, apparently the owner is like a major pedophile and has cases against him and stuff like that. And this relates similar to this because it's a con. And like besides the owner and the people on top doing fucked up shit, the locals still want to go to the con and have a good time.
Yeah.
So because this guy's a asshole, I can't go and have a good, like, that's kind of like, so I want to go so I can have a good time, but at the same time that money spent goes to these types of people.
Yeah.
So you have to decide where is the cutoff point to where you don't want any of your money to support something like this. When you reach that cutoff point, that's whenever you come back and say, okay, well, that's when I'm going to start my own and generate a following without any of that bullshit. So I also just wanted to reflect that question to Relentless Banana, because you have also gotten on me because I still want to go to Anime Matsuri. So what? Yeah.
Okay. Well, technically, the guy doesn't have cases on him, but it's not just the whole thing of him texting guests. Because I've seen screenshots of him texting guests or messaging them and saying, "When was your last orgasm?" and stuff like that. And when we're at Anime Matsuri, he's looking up women's skirts, especially in the Lolita community. The Lolita community is a lot of them are very against him. In particular, it's not okay. It's okay. What he has done, molesting people or bothering people in a sexual nature, is frustrating and infuriating. But also on top of that, there have been artists who've gotten dicked by him. Not dicked. That's a wrong phrase to use there.
Especially because you say sexually.
I was gonna say screwed.
Look at those skirts and then dick.
He got dicked. He got mad, like, okay.
Short end of the stick?
The short end of the stick. There's people, artists and stuff who have created logos, graphic artists, who have created stuff for Anime Matsuri and never gotten paid. There was supposed to be another guy, it was supposed to be, okay, so there's John Lay, who is the founder of Anime Matsuri, and then his wife, Denise. But then there's also a third guy who helped them with the artistry part of it, creating stuff, and they never paid him.
So, the one, and then, I could be completely wrong whenever I say this, but in everything that I've seen with Anime Matsuri, like I've heard of those things, but I also have never heard an apology, like any form of an apology.
There was well, he said he was going to take classes to change his behavior.
That's not
whether
an apology.
he did it or not, I don't know.
But that's not an apology.
Yeah.
But I can go ahead and pick back on her point. And if that's the case, you still buy Papa John's pizza, don't you?
There was an apology.
Day of Reckonings.
The Day of Reckonings.
It was no type of apology.
No, there was an apology. There was an
How do
apology.
you go ahead
There was not
and
an apology.
tarnish
So
a black man and say,
no,
say
what happened
I
was.
all right, my bad. Before, do you know what he said? We're all talking about.
No.
Yeah.
So
Educate me.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So what happened is the CEO of Papa John's was on a call with with several of the managers and like head honchos throughout Papa John's, and he used the N-word. Okay,
I knew there was a reason I didn't stop.
within 3 hours of him
Pizza's
doing
not
that,
that great.
within 3 hours of him doing that, he was ousted from his office
But Paul,
at Papa John's, and then the new CEO issued a apology to every single person.
it wasn't just that though. It wasn't just that.
Oh, it wasn't just that.
No.
What else was there?
What after that, they also found out in his tweets, which I hate Twitter, that he also said he's not gonna go ahead and vote for Obama because he is black and
It's
because
like
he
the
does
Jimmy
not.
Jones.
It's almost like it's a cause and effect.
Right, and the thing is, all right. So the thing is, don't get me wrong. Chastise him, absolutely. I have no problem with that. chastise the company that has hundreds of thousands of other workers? No, because they literally
There we
they
go.
removed
So
him
then
from
they
position.
go piggyback
Right.
to-
But the thing is, and that goes back to what I was saying. Like, this is where my main thing is, and like me personally, like him issuing an apology. If people go and buy tickets for it, I'm like, oh, okay, I get why you're buying tickets for it. He issued an apology, and that's why I say whether it's, and I can't say whether in his heart he truly means that apology or not, but I want to believe in the goodness of people. You know what I mean? So I want to believe that by him issuing that apology, he really means it. So I personally wouldn't say don't go buy a ticket for it, but like Anime Matsuri, I could say don't go buy a ticket for it because, like she just said, all he said is I'm gonna go take some classes.
I get it, but
It's okay. It's okay. I have a problem where I punch people in the face. I'm gonna take some classes.
No, okay.
No.
I'm gonna
The
take
thing
some classes.
I'll say
Take some boxing classes.
is this gets harder.
Right?
And it's not just him; it's the wife also.
Right,
Because
but-
women have contacted the wife and said, "This is what your husband has sent me."
But
She's
like,
like, "Don't put yourself out there
There's
like that."
there's a huge thing to me about a formal apology. Like the way Papa John's handled it, I think that's personally I think that's the best way you could have. I don't know how else could you have handled it?
All they did is say sorry.
No,
that's it.
No, they
you can't
removed
call
him.
somebody. Hey,
They removed him from his position.
bruh.
I mean,
you got
okay,
right
so-
back in a position where it's pretty much close to the same thing. All they did is say whoop.
No, they removed him from CEO. He's no longer CEO.
One
And he
of
just
the
went
things
from
to
the-
me
He's still has the
is
largest
that
percentage of the company.
that gets
They
hard
can't, they
to
can't
like
completely
separate
remove him from the
them.
company because he has a large percentage.
Like, how do you separate the views of the known views of, like, let's say Marvel or whatever.
Okay.
Marvel, we know their CEO or whatever.
Donated
you know,
money to Trump's campaign?
Yeah. How do I separate that from my beloved Marvel?
You can't.
Who, like Marvel right now, they, police officers are trying to use the Punisher image, for
On their vest.
on their vest or whatever, to represent, their movement or whatever. And Marvel is instantly was like, no, you can't do that, and we're taking action or whatever.
Correct.
So part of me wants to be like, good job, Marvel, but then part of me at the same time, you got this guy at the top, and then so then doesn't culture stem from the at least like in any business that I work for, normally the views of the employees or the culture of the office or the building is generated from the people at the top. So how do you separate that?
I mean, at the end of the day, you could look at it like, so people call businesses families a lot, right? So at the end of the day, you could look at it as a family. Like, and when we look at it as a family, yeah, we have similar habits and behaviors as our like parents. But at the end of the day, we're also our own individuals, so we differ.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is, I would say it's honestly a case-by-case basis, and it's something you have to personally feel okay with. I'm not trying to say everybody needs to go shop at Papa John's. I completely respect the fact that you say, fuck it, if I ever order Papa John's. That's I don't order Papa John's with you because you ain't gonna eat it. You know what I mean? Like, and don't get me wrong, I haven't ordered Papa John's myself in a little while, but I've eaten pizza. But that's beside the point. But it's the same thing with Marvel. Like, personally, when I found that out, yeah, that was something I was like, dang, that sucks. Oh, well, not this part where they removed it from the police, just to be clear. It was more of the donation to Trump's campaign. But also, like, and the thing is, and this is where I'm gonna like hop on the like other side for like 2.5 seconds. And when I say other side, I don't mean the complete other side. I just want to say this part.
Black and white.
Yeah, but I also want to hop on this portion, which is like just because it's hard to get this out.
So we're
Just
playing
because someone donates
advocate.
to Donald Trump's campaign does not mean that person does not support the movement for equality. The only reason why I will say that portion of it is because we have to still remember Donald Trump is in a seat of power, and it is slightly a formality for some people in order to donate to the current president's campaign, regardless of whether or not they agree to the political standings for political favor to an extent. And that was even hard to get out completely, but that's literally
I'm about to say
that was literally the only logical thing.
tomorrow I'm gonna
of.
go ahead and donate to the KKK.
That was literally the only logical thing. That was literally the only semi-logical thing I could think of in which someone would do that even without like agreeing for what he completely stands for.
Can I connect to that and then go off of that? Okay,
Yeah, if you have.
I saw the train of thought. I saw where it was going.
There we go.
And this is, I think, the thinking you could even say of maybe the majority of mankind, the way it's been for millennia, is tradition.
Yeah.
Because people feel that it's tradition and we've always done it this way.
Yeah, you show you're right.
And they're afraid to change.
Yeah, like kings and queens.
And they need to be brave enough.
Yeah. Like kings and queens for years, like people will hate, like look at nobles. Nobles hate kings and queens on a regular basis, but they still pay all of their taxes, their tithes, they show up to their functions, they smile in front of their face, but they're also, one of the first people, stab them in the back. Julius Caesar, his 12 homeboys.
Sure.
One thing I'll say is, I'm tired of y'all. Stop taking Marvel and nerd culture and try to make it y'all for some cause that's not even about. Like, if you actually knew what Punisher is, you would never put him to represent like cops.
What are you talking about? They absolutely would. Didn't you see they choked that man?
Okay, all right, and go.
On that note,
yeah, for real. His jokes are just wild.
I can't say that. I can't.
Jeez Louise.
So,
by the way,
Chris,
that was sorry.
It's Netflix. It's
by the way,
Punisher's so violent.
Yeah,
they like the violence. They don't care about what he.
Exactly. That's what I.
Punisher beats the shit out of people.
That was the point.
He be breaking their neck.
Have you not seen the people who have rubber bullets to their skulls? That's not what
nothing in comparison to what Punisher did in season 2.
That's what I'm saying.
Whenever he was in Iraq and
by the way, on a serious note though, they are trying to put up a bill through Congress and get it ratified that there will be no types of well, I want to say chokehold, but it's not just, and that doesn't just extend to like arm locks and stuff like that. That does extend to that situation because that is a trained police tactic to put your knee on someone's throat, and they're trying to dissolve anything that is close to anything that cuts off circulation or airway to an individual based off that.
And that's the story because
and that's what I wanted to highlight.
Because to me, a lot of it is the culture, the training, the policies of the police or whatever. Like, a lot of the things that the police do they're just, insinuate violence. But we're not going to stay on this topic.
But that's not what the original, when you look at the police, their original
it was
goal.
to protect.
No, it's not even, it's peace, bro.
Yeah.
Like, literally, they're supposed to promote peace. Yeah.
They're supposed to protect.
No. Protect, serve, but also peace.
Military police, bro.
Bro, you had military. You had military to it. That changes everything.
Anyway, Professor Daly, you want to go ahead and go into the next topic?
Okay, so we already kind of touched on politics already. We're not supposed to even touch on religion, but we have to just. You saw that? That was like my spit. Y'all didn't see it.
Nice.
That's how small I want this shit to be. All right. Oh no homo. All right, after you go ahead and say this, we have to continue to the next. So,
after you say this, you have to continue to the next?
Pause, man.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, what do you believe is the physical after beyond death? You know what I mean? What do you think it is beyond? All right, so that's the first part. After that, then I'll continue. So, Sebastian, go.
Bro, I got no idea. I ain't dead.
That's an answer.
Well, all right,
that's my answer.
There you go.
I got no idea. I'm not dead. Granted, do you want like what I hope it is? Sure. After watching a lot of anime, bro.
Whatever, man.
Yeah.
After watching all this anime, after watching all these cartoons, bro, like people talk about heaven and all that other kind of stuff. That'd be boring, to be honest. I'm being real. Like I'd be bored. I'd be bored on a cloud. I'd be up there bored. What I think would be really cool is being born in a completely different world, like half these other animes, and like getting some random power.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong, I will be pissed as fuck if I'm reborn in some other way.
And pause, bro.
And I'm like some fucking janitor. I'm gonna be mad. Like somebody got some superpowers. Like if this world gets superpowers and I don't get them, I'm gonna be the first person who's anti-mutant. I promise you.
Oh boy.
Why? Because I'm gonna be a hater.
You'll get a quirk, you just might get not a very useful quirk,
Like roasting fingernails?
Midoriya's mom can flip coins and she can do small magnesis. You can do something like that.
She can what?
Midoriya's mom. In like episode 1, she can do magnesis, but only for small animals, items.
That's because she ain't developed her powers, bro. I would be
Sure,
struggling.
yeah, she ain't go to UA.
Exactly, I'd be struggling. I'd be like jumping out of
Call
this bitch.
Bird.
Bird up. Also, I am random button presser, sir.
Her quirk's very related
Sorry,
to
right.
I
I was going with Black
I was
Lives
like,
Matter.
maybe they could. Yes.
So what would you go ahead and say is the beyond death?
I don't know, but I want to go through a black hole to get there.
See?
Gotcha. And we're gonna go to Cam.
That means you're in outer space or something, bro. That's kind of cool.
I just want to go in a black hole.
I would say it like this. I don't know for sure, but I hope that there's a heaven and a hell. I mean more so a heaven. I really don't care about hell. But anyway, I felt like me personally, I feel like there's like when
Hell
you.
is going to destroy you. I
Okay,
believe their army.
I feel like when you die, it's like a transfer of energy. I felt like, there's just another stage of life that we don't know about. And, part of me, like, feels like, okay, I'm instantly, God already know I'm going to be, like, fighting, like, demons and shit, because, like, that's the next stage, but,
Bro, that's still... that's not heaven, bro. That's not heaven. That's not how they describe heaven.
Hey, some people gotta protect heaven. you know?
But when you get there, do you remember everything from this life? Because I feel like if I live long enough to die of old age, I'll be like, all right, I lived a good life. I'm done. My family's around me. I'm loved. Peace out. I gotta do this shit again? What the fuck? I thought I was done. There's a whole nother mission you gotta do and all this other side quest shit.
I feel some
but
part of you would have to remember something. Then how would you be you?
Hang on, wait.
It's
but
like an
inject superpowers.
Oh boy.
And
Now you have all of the knowledge that you had before, but now you have superpowers.
What if I don't have superpowers?
I gotta get to the
Then I
same
gotta do it all
question.
again.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I
Gotta
said
get the same
superpowers.
question.
If it resets, then it's fine. But if I remember, then it's like, well, that sucks.
What?
Go ahead.
I want to just be a ghost to go to all the festivals, go to the White House, knock some shit over.
That's
like
dope.
an angry cat.
No, that's dope. That's fire. That is like a dope answer.
Just
Like
inconvenience people all
yes,
the time.
like especially yes, no, like they also,
Right? That's all I want to do, just inconvenience people for their whole fucking life.
like, hey, yo, real talk though. What if there's like dead people in Trump's office right now? Like, what if he's been trying to
There's
sign
a lot.
like this bill saying he
A
hates
lot of
black people and they just been taking the pen out of
Been
his
the whole
hand?
time.
Run out of ink.
So okay, the second question is, I want to piggyback pretty much off what you just literally said. Is anime portrays so much of there is no, they touch on politics somewhat. Even even Marvel and DC, they touch on it so much that we know there's almost like a Congress for mutants, and there's this for like Sin City and stuff. But the whole point of it is when you come into Dragon Ball Z back in the day, if you remember that nobody really died. You can still be brought back.
They
to
don't
life.
die. They just get brought back because they got Dragon Ball.
Correct. So then certain other animes don't really believe in, like, even if you're trapped in a hell, that you can still break out of it. Or that if it's a heaven, you can still come out of it.
Well, I mean,
You know what I mean?
my
Or
thought
like
is-
your belief, what you just simply said, that hopefully that God has another purpose after death.
I would say like this, like to me, like yes, like anime and cartoons or comic books or any type of like even video games. The reason why we like them is because they capture the essence of what we don't know or what we think or our creativity or whatever. So nobody knows for sure unless you're God or whatever. But there's different interpretations. If you even look at like the different religions or whatever, there's different gods. There's different ways of celebrating death or honoring death. And what I like,
But with before the pause, I would simply say
which in Dios de los Muertos, the interesting part is that it's not really like they have like a heaven or hell. It's just like they have like a place where dead people go.
that's the same thing I'm saying. Anime. So what I was gonna go ahead and say so you can finish is almost like we say this when it comes into anime, cartoons, comic books. You know what I mean? It's like it's almost kind of loose with it. But then in reality, think of our money. We also say God we trust. And we're forced with this type of religion. You know what I'm saying?
They wrote that on money.
But we still kind of pray. We took praying away from church. My bad. All right.
I know. I was just going to say, did you flip that money to the other side? It's not God's face on it.
Oh boy. I mean, I get you that you're saying reality. Like, there's always going to be some type of influence on any type of, thing. Like, I can say, hey, we're unbiased, but at the end of the day, the truth of the matter, there's always some type of bias because I have my views or whatever, and you have your views, and yeah, I'm showing you a glimpse of, this world that that I'm creating or whatever, or hope for or imagine or whatever. So, I wanted to say, to me, it's like it just depends on. That's one of the beauties about anime and games and comic books, that it shows so many different things. There's animes that go real deep into politics. There's animes that go real deep into the life after death. There's the more I see different takes, and in fact even in DC, Lucifer changed how at least me, how I view Lucifer or whatever, and to a certain extent. Like, normally people bring up Lucifer and it's like, oh, he's bad, he's the devil.
The devil made me do it.
Yeah, the devil made me do it.
The devil didn't make you do it. You make your own choice.
It was kind of different, or I kind of like the fact that Lucifer was different, where it was like, how dare these humans blame me for their sins or whatever. I didn't want this job. I'm just doing what God told me to do or whatever. Like, so that's how I feel about it. Like, it's just another way to...
It's another way of thinking.
Yeah.
It brings up different questions.
Mm-hmm. Sons and lambs.
I mean, anybody got anything else to say on
It's a
that?
weird movie, bro.
What is it? I forgot where I was going to go. The multi-universe theory?
Yeah.
The multiverse.
Jet Li?
Yeah.
The one?
The one.
The one, too. So, and the way I want to tie this into your previous conversation was you were talking about how how artists portray different versions of what the afterlife could be. And even within our own society, there are different versions, different ideas, and all of that stuff. And all of that can be backed up by the multiverse theory. That maybe we're able to tap into another universe or another dimension of our own plane, and that explains where some of these ideas and feelings and beliefs can come from, as if there are multiple anyway.
Yeah, I'm up for it, There's probably gonna be a Bakugan out there that's going through different worlds trying to, learn from different versions of himself. Hitman with both fans.
Mm-hmm.
So, Craig, Bird Up, tell us about this game. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
So,
I say Bakugan wrong, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So,
not Bakugan is like a whole different game.
Whatever I said.
Like,
anyway, what's
Bakugan is like that thing with the balls where they roll it around.
Hitman Reborn, love it. Anyway.
Bakugo is a really strong hero from My Hero Academia.
That is
Anyway, so they recently released a new video game. New video game alert. Put some graphics up in the video. Do all that stuff. Anyway, so they made a new video game based on The Predator. Everybody loves The Predator. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Great movie. The theme of it is a 4v1 type of gameplay where one person plays the Predator and the other four play the soldiers who are hunting down the Predator, and you also have to do objectives like evacuate civilians and take out the rival gang that's in the forest and stuff like that based on the movie. But the problem is the studio spent, you could say, about 60 to 70% of their budget on the Predator IP alone, just to get the name and the face of the Predator. So now they have barely any money to try to make the rest of the game. So it's a $40 game that only has 3 maps, 1 mode. That's it. And AI absolutely trash. Like to the point where there's footage of them shooting away from the enemies. Like you come up and you're trying to shoot some people down, and you would expect the bots to what? Shoot at you, make you duck for cover, throw some grenades, stuff like that. No, aiming the complete opposite direction, shooting over there. Meanwhile, you're cooking. Maybe they're shooting at the predator or something. No predators. No, the AI is absolutely trash. Then the predator finishers don't work half the time. They're extremely buggy. So you'll be able to go invisible, look at them in infrared, jump down, sneak up on them, press the button, and nothing happens. Press the button again, nothing happens. Press the button again, nothing happens. Player turns around, marks you, players get you, you're done. So now you're just getting wiped over and over as the predator. You're supposed to be this extremely OP alien with invisibility and lasers. No, you don't get that. And you would think, okay, so did they at least expand? Maybe give us some city maps like Predator 2, do any Alien versus Predator type stuff, give us anything else? No, that's it. You get 3 jungle maps.
You gotta remember too, like,
and that's it.
Like you said, just where's the budget? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if you don't have the
They
budget.
spend all the money on Predator. No maps, no gameplay, no nothing. So what kind of thing I wanted to touch on with this topic is at what point do we as a gaming community say, no, the developers didn't do enough, and even $40 is still way too much for this game?
I you know, maybe before I don't want to cut anybody off beforehand. I would say most gaming movies always do bad unless they really have a great turnout. You know what I'm saying? Like the last Predator movie didn't really make that much money. You know what I'm saying? Listen.
Okay.
Like, all right, we're not counting Marvel. We're not counting DC.
No, I mean you can even count Marvel and DC. Look at the games that they come out based off that.
No, I would say like for example,
Batman series, Arkham was great.
All right, for example, Batman games always do well. Because why? It's always a budget behind it, and you don't really need a movie to
but
go ahead and push it.
It's always like an infinity budget.
Correct, but it's still
It's like how much money do I throw at this
almost like
movie?
all right, Superman doesn't need a budget.
No,
You know what I'm saying?
No, Superman gets a budget. His budget is always dramatically lower.
Yeah.
That's why his games always suck.
I would say the problem to me is on 2 folds. Number one, it's like, for example, let's take
Friday 13th. You see that game was trash.
but
Jarrell loves that game.
Thank you.
okay, so I would say that's one problem is
Basura.
one problem is when it comes to like movie games and stuff like that. Like I would say one company that does it well, Transformers, like movie games.
Yes.
They actually have tons of lore. And they actually invest in not just having a movie.
I can't, and it was messed up because I really you gotta take Transformers out of it because Transformers has so much of a backlog of things to go off of.
But that's
even
what
if they didn't do the movie, Transformers still.
But that's
has
what I'm
a show,
saying.
and
That I think a lot
if
of
they did Street Sharks, you'd be like, "Boy, that."
no. To me, it's just the difference. A lot of movie directors or movie people think, "Hey, let's just make a game to get extra money," and not okay. They don't. A game takes way more lore and background than a movie. A movie is just an hour and 30 minutes or 2 hours or whatever. While a game is, hey, we want to know what the characters, what's their background, what's his name.
Name 3 games that you can go ahead and say that are physically something that has nothing to do with a comic book, and it's just a movie and it turned into a game and it was successful.
Wait, it was just
Here we go. Ninja Turtles is not one.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Ninja Turtles is not one because
I agree.
What?
They do it.
They did it
bad.
well, but they no.
I mean, I'm telling you, companies that do not have
It's a backlog.
I'm not talking about them. I'm saying
Ninja Turtles on
companies
Super
that
Nintendo still goes hard.
I said
I'm
they
not
did
talking
well,
about
but I'm
take
saying
out Ninja Turtles, take out Transformers, take out
Power
those
Rangers.
people. Take out those people.
James Bond GoldenEye.
Oh,
There you go.
fire.
That was probably like the best one.
There you go. After that,
That was one of the last
yeah,
ones,
that's- Like Mission Impossible game was terrible.
barely
Let
a
me
game,
see.
bro.
The Terminator was terrible. RoboCop, the game was terrible.
What?
I mean,
That was at least fun for like 2.5 seconds.
But that's the thing, Chris. That those companies don't realize, hey, video games take way more. That's
they
why.
have great company.
That's why-
Fast and Furious was still a trash game.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but at the same time, it takes more to make a video game. That's why it's more common to see people be like, let's turn this video game into a movie because they already have everything lined up for that. Then my last thing that I will say on that is the other problem is that the culture now with a lot of online and DLC, a lot of companies are like, hey, let's put up a shit game. Oh, we'll put some DLC out later or whatever and to fix the game or whatever. That also needs to change as well.
Oh, there was one movie I wish they turned into a game. Now I forget what the movie was called.
That's sad.
I know. It was the one that Steven Spielberg directed it and it was literally about gaming.
Was it
Ready Player?
Yeah,
Ready Player
One.
One.
Yeah.
I didn't see that. Yeah,
That would have been a great video game.
Make it a VR game.
Oh,
Yeah.
I would have loved
yeah,
that.
yeah,
I would have loved playing that video game.
But see, that's what I'm saying. It's like there's no just coming straight off of movie and taking that to other than go nah. You know what I'm saying? And coming straight from the game. Most times, even if they do have the great, you know what I mean, drive of a company. You know what I mean? Some people actually do have a good, you know what I mean, company that they'll go off of. You know what I mean? Like EA. You know what I mean? Or you have, yeah.
Wait, can
Look at the Star Wars series.
But you said that's a bylaw. That's
Except
not
for
fair.
FIFA and Sims.
Yeah.
But it's like a game that's based off a movie though. Is where he was coming from.
Okay,
That's how come I was like, you can't bring up EA. Don't bring up EA. Like,
Whatever. You know, go ahead, Bird.
Okay, the first thing still comes from comics. Maybe it's cheating, but I personally enjoyed the Iron Man 1 video game.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people played that one.
I played it.
But
it was good.
I thought it was pretty good, and you can clearly see where that game has influenced other games that have come from that.
Yep.
But what I wanted to redirect to is maybe a deeper question that relates to all of our arguments, which really, how can you make a great video game off a movie? Budget. How can you make a great video game with lore and story? Budget.
Mm-hmm.
So, if anything has enough funding, it can rise to be great. If it also has leadership, directors, developers, etc. So what I want to know is, at what point do we say, you've given it all of this funding and you gave us a shit product and you're still charging us $40 or $60 for that shit
I
product,
just don't even buy it.
and then you just got to cut off.
Like
How do you
Avatar.
How do you stop that behavior?
You can't, because like Avatar the movie made great amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
Great amount.
Wait,
You
which?
know what I'm saying? Avatar. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah,
Not two.
sorry.
No.
Blue people Avatar? Or
No, that's the only one.
Not that one.
No,
Not
that's the
that
one we're talking
one.
about.
Yeah,
Blue people
the
Avatar.
blue people one.
That's the one that only exists.
Yeah,
For a
yeah,
second
we're not talking about that
I
one.
allowed my brain to think the other one existed, and
I know.
I hurt myself.
What? There's
Well,
something. Access denied. Okay.
so that movie made so much money, but they probably could have tried to do a game. You know what I mean?
Well,
So
there was a game in development. There was a game in works, and I think did they release it on PC?
that's what I think.
But
well,
they also have like 6 other movies that they have that they're working on.
Supposedly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But okay, I think like you said, without a budget, if most times when a movie does so great, it has something out there that they did already, or it came from something.
I mean, I just say budget. And Bird, you said, what is it gonna take to change that? And to me,
we
it's
say, okay, you put $1 billion into this game.
I
So what? It still sucks.
I would have to say is consumers need to change, gamers need to change. Like, you know, like, and that's why I was saying, like, how much communication do you expect from your game developers? Because to me, that makes more of a difference than the actual, like, putting money behind the game, the marketing and stuff like that. Like, you know, games like Warframe or whatever were able to survive because
Warframe wasn't a movie.
It wasn't a movie. It's a complete game that just created by like the game developers or whatever, and they build up this culture or whatever, and then going back and forth. Or whatever. And so then, like, if consumers were to support more of the indie projects, or hey babe, you have
Alright, so Jack.
but Like, I mean, you would think to me, like, if we support more of, like, the indie games, that we know, hey, the love for the games are there, and we change to me, that would slowly change the, hey, throw all this money, or throw this fancy title on this game, or whatever, because they'll know, hey, it's not about that. This small-time developer can create, you know.
I mean, but that's something that, so it didn't match, because he said a movie like Predator, that like Tomb Raider, you know what I'm saying? It's backwards, because why? It was based off the game and became a movie. Okay, but it's normally not the other way where the movie created the game.
It shouldn't be that way, because a video game has way more lore, bro. It's way more lore, way more. I mean, it's like going from a book. Movie.
No, that's how it works now. Don't do that.
No, a video. I would say a book has almost the same background.
Where I was including your lore into that aspect is lore can be influenced by budget.
Yeah.
If you have people to pay for people to come up with the story, but if you don't have that, then you really just have the movie and you have nothing. So then that decreases the quality.
Correct.
I mean, if we go, like, for this argument, if we go back in time to, like, the early 90s, where, I mean, almost every single movie had, like, a video game that went along with it, all of those video games were pretty fire. Like, Tarzan had a fire game. Toy Story 1, 2, and 3 all had
but that's right. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
There you go.
Lion King was tough.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Bro, I tried to play the remake and I'm still getting my butt kicked. Same thing with Aladdin. I was like,
there.
How do I make that jump?
Damn.
Yeah. You know, like
I'm making a joke because we gotta get to this next topic. Bay did a SpongeBob. Could you say Warframe?
Yeah. She said, "Let me move."
Fuck that shit.
So where were you going with this question, Chris?
Is
true love a choice
should have been SpongeBob?
All right. Reason why. All right. We're going to go with the first question, which is easy. You know what I'm saying? Then you got to go to the secondary.
How is that a easy?
Okay.
You said not love. You said true love.
Pretty simple.
Like, do we need to underline the word true love?
No.
Because, I'm sorry, that has a whole bunch of allocations.
Well, I'm not going to go to you first.
He's right. It's an easy question because it's simple science. And do you agree with the science or not?
No, but like, love is science. When you add the word true to love, that's not science.
Wait.
Because true
is love
is
a science?
Speculative.
True could be whoever provides the most endorphins.
Well, talking about the viewers don't understand. Okay, the question is true love a choice or a feeling?
Alright,
who? Yeah, exactly.
Endorphins would be like who you want to bump the uglies.
But isn't that how love starts often?
No, that's the difference between true love and love.
See, we have to ask
But love
what
could
is
develop
true love?
into true love. You can have like, and that could develop into true love.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes hatred.
Jeez Louise. To go back, all right, so is true love a choice or a
Are you
feeling?
trying to tell me something?
Is true love a choice or a feeling?
I mean,
I don't think that's. It's not a choice, bro.
It's not a choice.
That's influenced by your choices.
I don't even think it's a feeling. I feel like I say it is a choice to me because
You choose who you love.
in a certain extent, you're making this. To me, it's a commitment. You're choosing to love somebody and
And when that relationship ends, you're able to cut it off because that means it's a choice.
I mean, sometimes that choice is decided for you.
Correct, but that doesn't mean that you got to cut it off, nor can you cut it off. Therefore, that feeling is still continuing. Therefore, it's not a choice.
No, because you made your choice, but the other person made their choice.
But your feelings still continue.
But yeah, they do. But
your feelings are
the choices were made.
right. But your feelings are of love still. Then yes, it's a feeling, not a choice.
Okay, can we just for the sake of the question define true love? Oh, that's a tough thing.
Exactly.
No. All right, what I meant to say is true love shared with a single soul, Or can it be someone? Can it be like from a pool of people, and like if you come in contact